Okay, welcome back to McNab Chemistry. Today we're going to have a look at tests for the halide ions and their solubility in ammonia. So first of all, how do we test for the presence of the fluoride, chloride, bromide or iodide ions when they're present in aqueous solution? Okay, so how do we test for the presence of the F-, Cl-, Br- and I- ions when they are present in aqueous solution? Okay, so the first thing to note then is that silver fluoride is soluble in water, but silver chloride, silver bromide and silver iodide are insoluble in aqueous solution. Okay, so that's quite a useful thing to know. Okay, so silver fluoride is soluble in water, silver chloride is insoluble in water and forms a white precipitate, silver bromide is insoluble in water and forms a cream precipitate, silver iodide is insoluble in water and forms a yellow precipitate. Okay, so this might be the scenario you get in the lab. So if we are given a solution that we are told may contain the chloride, bromide or iodide ions, this would be our experimental procedure. Okay, first of all then, we would add dilute nitric acid to the unknown solution, i.e. the solution being tested. This removes any unwanted anions such as the carbonate ion, which may form precipitates of their own in future tests and hide the precipitate caused by the presence of the halide ions. Okay, this is a very useful step to know in all ion testing. If you add dilute nitric acid, it removes certain anions which may form precipitates of their own and mask the precipitates that you're actually looking for. So once we've done that and we're sure that we've only got the halide ions present in our aqueous solution, then we add silver nitrate solution, AgNO3 aqueous. Okay, if a white precipitate is formed, then Cl- ions are present. If the precipitate is cream, the bromide ions are present, and if the precipitate is yellow, the iodide ions are present. Okay. However, those of you who have actually done this in the lab will know that it's quite difficult to distinguish between the white, the cream and the yellow precipitates. So at A level we move it on one step further and we add dilute ammonia to these precipitates, and the precipitates have different solubilities in ammonia. Okay, so in point number 3, we can now add different ammonia solutions to these precipitates to confirm which halide ion was responsible for the precipitate. Okay, this is useful because the difference in the lab of a white, cream and yellow precipitate is not always obvious. Okay, right, and these will be your results. So the silver chloride, the white precipitate, is soluble in dilute ammonia. Silver bromide is sparingly soluble, so only slightly soluble in dilute ammonia, but it is soluble in concentrated ammonia. And silver iodide is insoluble in concentrated ammonia. Okay, so therefore silver chloride is the most soluble silver halide in ammonia solution. Okay, now finally, one summary page of all of this. Okay, this is pretty much everything you need to know on this topic. Here we have it. So I've got my halide ion here, fluoride, chloride, bromide, iodide. Okay, these are my results when I add the silver ion. Okay, the aqueous silver ion with silver fluoride. Well, that doesn't form precipitate. Silver chloride is a white precipitate. Silver bromide forms a cream precipitate, and silver iodide forms a yellow precipitate. And then also just remember that when doing this test, you add dilute nitric acid to remove any unwanted anions at the start of the experiment. Okay, and then the solubility of these silver halide precipitates in ammonia is as follows. So silver chloride is soluble in dilute ammonia. Silver bromide is sparingly soluble in dilute ammonia, but it is soluble in concentrated ammonia. And silver iodide is insoluble in concentrated ammonia. So therefore, in aqueous ammonia, the most soluble silver halide is silver chloride, Okay, then silver bromide and silver iodide is insoluble even in concentrated ammonia. Okay, thank you for watching. I hope that's been helpful. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and click on the bell notification to stay updated.